In the year 1587, over 100 men, women and children made their way across the Atlantic, guided by dreams of a new life on American soil. They came with hope, they came with courage, and they came to establish a colony known as Roanoke. But just a few years later, they vanished without a trace. When the next wave of settlers arrived, they found no bodies, no signs of struggle, just a deserted settlement and one cryptic word carved into a tree: Croatoan. What happened to the colonists of Roanoke? Where did they go? Did they meet a tragic end, or did they leave willingly for somewhere else? In this video, we'll dive into the theories and mysteries that surround the lost colony of Roanoke. We'll explore the evidence, retrace the steps of the settlers, and examine the chilling possibilities that have baffled historians for centuries. Join us as we unravel one of America's oldest and most enduring mysteries, the disappearance of the Roanoke colony. The disappearance of the Roanoke colony is one of America's oldest unsolved mysteries, often referred to as the Lost Colony. In 1587, a group of about 115 English settlers, led by Governor John White, established a colony on Roanoke Island off the coast of present-day North Carolina. The colony was financed by Sir Walter Raleigh as part of England's first attempts to create a permanent settlement in the New World. The first attempt to establish a settlement on Roanoke Island occurred in 1585, when Sir Richard Grenville, Raleigh's cousin, left around 100 men to build a fort. However, the settlers struggled with food shortages and conflicts with local Native American tribes. When English explorer Sir Francis Drake visited in 1586, he took the surviving colonists back to England. Despite this initial failure, Raleigh remained committed to establishing a colony, leading to the second attempt in 1587. In 1587, White and the settlers, including men, women and children, arrived at Roanoke with the intent to establish a permanent colony. Shortly after their arrival, White's daughter Eleanor Dare gave birth to Virginia Dare, the first English child born in the New World. However, the settlers soon faced challenges, including hostile relations with the indigenous peoples and dwindling supplies. White decided to return to England to gather reinforcements and provisions, leaving the colony behind. White's return to Roanoke was delayed by 3 years due to England's war with Spain, which required nearly all ships to remain on standby to defend against the Spanish Armada. When White finally returned to Roanoke in 1590, he found the settlement deserted. There was no sign of struggle or violence, and all the buildings had been dismantled. The only clue left behind was the word Croatoan carved into a wooden post and CRO carved into a tree. Croatoan was the name of a nearby island, now Hatteras Island, and of a Native American tribe in the area, leading White to believe that the settlers may have relocated there. However, due to adverse weather and a lack of resources, White was unable to search Croatoan Island thoroughly, and he was forced to return to England without answers. Over the centuries, historians, archaeologists, and enthusiasts have proposed various theories to explain what happened to the Roanoke colonists. Some of the most prominent theories include: 1. Assimilation with local tribes. Many historians believe the settlers may have sought help from the local Croatoan or other Algonquian-speaking tribes. Evidence suggests that some Native American groups reported seeing light-skinned people among their members, fueling speculation that the colonists assimilated and intermarried with the tribes. 2. Migration to another location. Another theory suggests that the colonists tried to relocate to a more suitable area on their own. Some believe they may have moved inland toward the Chowan River or other regions to seek better farmland and resources. However, this theory lacks concrete evidence. 3. Spanish attack. Spain and England were at war, and it's been suggested that Spanish forces could have attacked and destroyed the colony. However, there is little evidence to support this theory, and the absence of remains or signs of violence makes it unlikely. 4. Starvation and disease. Some historians argue that the colonists may have succumbed to starvation or disease. Given the colony's harsh conditions, it's possible that the settlers died out over time and that their bodies were either buried or lost to the elements. And 5. Lost in the wilderness. Some theorists suggest the settlers tried to survive by spreading out into the wilderness in small groups. Without sufficient knowledge of survival in the new environment, they may have died over time or assimilated individually into native communities. Archaeological efforts to solve the mystery have continued for years. Recent digs have uncovered artifacts on Hatteras Island and near the Chawan River, including English pottery and tools that date to the late 16th century, which may suggest contact between the colonists and native tribes. These findings support theories of assimilation but remain inconclusive. In 2012, researchers studying an old map created by John White found a hidden marking that might indicate a planned settlement location further inland. This has led to new excavations and renewed interest in the possibility that the colonists may have moved rather than vanished outright. The mystery of the lost colony has captivated the public and become a part of American folklore, symbolizing the dangers and uncertainties of early colonial ventures. The word Croatoan has become synonymous with disappearances and has inspired numerous works of fiction, films, and historical investigations. Although no definitive answer has been found, the disappearance of the Roanoke colony continues to fuel curiosity and debate among historians and archaeologists alike.